Hello, I'm Adrian and welcome to another unboxing. Today is pretty cool because we're going to be unboxing two figures. So the first one is this Godzilla from the Ichibansho line, and it is from Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. So it is really cool, and if you've seen my other Godzilla videos, you know that my favorite Godzilla designs are Godzilla 98 and Godzilla 2000. Well, my third favorite design is the design from the MonsterVerse movies. I think he looks incredibly cool. So let's get to work on unboxing this guy. And first up, got the Rambo knife. Okay, here we go. No. All right. Oh yeah, I always forget to show the box. Okay. Well, that's the front. That's the side. That's the back. And that's the other side. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, there's another. Okay, this one I am going to get the mini Rambo knife. Oh, okay. Just because this one's a little too tiny to cut. Got it. All right, so it looks it's pretty easy to unveil. Oh man. Okay. It's down over here. There he is. So the first time I saw this line of figures was actually from the Godzilla Minus One movie, because I saw the director of the film was carrying around the Godzilla figure, and I really liked that particular figure. And then I found out that they make other Godzillas besides that one. So I ended up getting the Godzilla Minus One, and then as soon as I found out that they made this figure, I was like, oh, I gotta get it. Wow. So one of the reasons I really liked this figure is because of what they did with his dorsal fins, or his spikes, or whatever you'd like to call them. Because as you can see, they're translucent. They were so incredibly cool. Wow. That's awesome. So as you can see, when the light hits them, they glow. They look pretty awesome on camera, actually. That is so cool. That's really well done. Wow. The detail in this is just outstanding. What I really like about the Ichibansho figures is that they have really good dynamic poses, and I feel like the sculpture work is really top-notch. Like, it really captures the essence of the version of Godzilla that they're portraying. So he looks great, and it's down to the small details of, like, you can see the blue in his mouth too, as if he's about to throw out his atomic breath. It's really well done, and how it glows all the way up. I really like that, and it's also got little highlights too on the skin. Really well done. Wow, very accurate, very true to the movie. So the reason why I like this version of Godzilla so much is I feel it's a really good balance of an American version of Godzilla and a Japanese version of Godzilla, because it's a very modern take on the creature, but at the same time it preserves a lot of the essence of the original. And I feel one of the main things of American Godzillas is that they're much more rectangular, right? The shape of the jaws and their face is usually more rectangular rather than the rounder version of the Japanese version. So I think that worked really well in this design. And I feel like this particular version of Godzilla, because he has been changing, you know, in each MonsterVerse movie, this one I feel just strikes the perfect balance of all the iterations that he's been through. I really, really enjoy this design, because he's gradually been getting more muscular and his spikes have been getting more and more pronounced. So I really like how he ends up looking like this. It's really cool. Once I get the other guy out, we can compare the two. So let's get to it. All right, so let's move on to Godzilla Evolved from Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. Very cool, same line, Ichibansho. Just showing off the box. I always forget, but here you go. Yeah, so ever since I saw Takashi Yamazaki, that's the Godzilla Minus One director, with his Ichibansho figure, I was like, those are some of the best Godzilla figures I've ever seen. Okay. Lower the flap a little. All right. Again, here we go with all the tape. And then it's taped right near the figure too, so you gotta be careful. Okay, I think I got all of it. Okay. All right. Put these down. Almost there. Wow. Oh, this one has a little bit of rolled up. Okay, it's just rolled up. It looks like there's no tape. Wow. All right. This is incredible. Wow. This is just like it looked like, because I knew that they were making it a couple months beforehand when they started releasing the promotional images, and it looks identical to the promotional images. This is incredible. Look, it's also got that effect where you put the light through it. Make glow. Very cool. I love all the details that they put into it. And you can see the changes that were made from his previous design to this design, the way he appears at the end of the movie. I mean, the most recognizable one, the most prominent one, obviously, they changed the color of the dorsal fins, but also the Thagomizer. I always thought this was a really good idea to put the Thagomizer on Godzilla, because the original Godzilla was a combination of Tyrannosaurus and Stegosaurus. So then I feel that putting that, you know, since you already got the dorsal like fins of the Stegosaurus, might as well put his Thagomizer. So cool. And now we can go ahead and compare them. They're both incredible figures. That goes without saying. But in terms of their design, you can see, let me just take the knife out of the way. But in terms of their design, you can see how they made some subtle and some bigger changes to the way Godzilla is. First of all, they leaned him out, right? And then they got him the Thagomizer. And then in terms of his head, so they did make changes. They made a lot more spikes protruding from his jaw and from his eyes. And that's one of the features that I most liked about the new head sculpt, because it reminds me a lot of Godzilla 98, how he has a very pronounced jaw as well with the spikes coming out. So I really like that detail. His head sculpt remains, I mean, obviously different, but in terms of the overall figure of it, it's still very rectangular. So it's very cool. And then in terms of the head sculpt look, I'll show them in front of the camera just so you can see how the head sculpts are quite different. They changed the way his torso is shaped as well. I think what they did here is that they made him more agile overall, because he's a very dynamic fighter in the latest film. He does a lot of crazy poses and does a lot of crazy things. I mean, at one point he's technically flying, so it looks pretty cool. And they had to have a Godzilla to reflect that newfound motion that he has. Very cool. Wow, I really like both these figures. They are incredible. They really look straight from the movies. Wow. Because, I mean, he looks just like he does in Godzilla X Kong as well as Godzilla vs. Kong. And I would say he looks like he appears in Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is my favorite film thus far in the Monsterverse. If you want a Godzilla Evolved, this is a figure to get. Because I looked a lot online. There's been a lot of Godzilla Evolved figures that have been springing out. And this one I feel is the one that best preserves his look, his essence, his sculpt. Everything is so well done. As well as this guy. If you're looking for the definitive version of what Godzilla looks like traditionally in the Monsterverse when he's not powered up, this is a figure to get. He's incredibly well made. I think they just nailed his ferocity and the way he looks and just the attitude of the pose and the overall sculpt. I can't stop saying good things about these figures. I'll show them out closer for the camera. Here's this guy. And then here's this one. Just for fun, here I'm putting my flashlight on my phone up against the dorsal fin so you can see the really cool glow effect. It looks great. You can like recreate it. I've been waiting a long time to get the definitive figure for the Godzilla from the Monsterverse, and this is definitely it. These two guys right here. Whether you want like base Godzilla or Godzilla Evolved, these are the guys to get. Wow, I am so happy with these figures. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me in my Godzilla unboxing. If you'd like to see more Godzilla videos, I actually made a series of videos reviewing every single Godzilla movie that's ever been made. So that is up on the channel right now. And you're also more than welcome to subscribe for more Godzilla content as well as T-Rex content. And yeah, you can follow me on my social media. Everything is Godzilla Rex. And be sure to let me know in the comments what you think of the figures. So again, thanks so much for joining me. See you guys next time. I'd like to thank each one of my Patreon members as their contribution helped in the making of this video. If you'd like to contribute and appear in the credits in the future, my Patreon page is Godzilla Rex and it's in the description below.